And welcome to another episode of Coffree with John. Coming to you almost live from Beverly Hills. It's Monday, February 12th, 2024, and we just had the Super Bowl yesterday, right? And I'm here against a faux real brick wall. It's a faux real brick wall. Chilling here in Beverly Hills. It was a big weekend for America, the Super Bowl. It's supposed to be the zenith of some sort of middle class society or something. I don't know. A massive event with its roots going back well into the 60s. There used to be, for those of you who don't know about American football, there used to be two separate American football leagues. There was American Football League and a National Football League. And they were both professional leagues, and they were competitive leagues. They were not the same league, so eventually they decided they're going to merge the leagues. And in order to do it, they decided they'd have one title game at the end between the two leagues would come together. Boom, 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 boom. And then the two would become one. Uh, and that's somewhere in the 60s. Obviously, I didn't do too much research for my coffee with John this morning. And somewhere in the 60s, they had the first Super Bowl, and they called it Super Bowl. And it was a big deal. And they figured, oh, well, this will merge the league, and let's give football fans around the nation a determining answer as to who is the best professional team. That's been going strong ever since. We had the one this weekend. It was Chiefs and Niners down in Vegas. So if you're some sort of time traveler from the late 90s and you're like, dude, they had a Super Bowl in Vegas? Like, yeah. Also, the Raiders play in Vegas now. Yeah, the Raiders, they moved from Oakland to Vegas. They moved from Oakland to LA to Oakland to Vegas. It's like, and Al Davis is dead. But it's okay, because he had a son, and his son, Mark, is even weirder than Al, and he wins way less. So there's that. So they went and had the Super Bowl down in Vegas, and Chiefs and Niners. Patrick Mahomes had another great game. He's the current perfect quarterback, future quarterback showing up now. And so he won the Super Bowl MVP, and everyone was well pleased. And of course, the Super Bowl, it's turned into obviously more than a game. It's the national event. It's kind of a holiday. It's America's version of the May Day parade, where we remind everybody that we have military might with a scary military plane fly over. Don't talk about any of the foreign policy, and then we just get back to football. And that's what we like. We like to get back to football. And enough of this moral consideration for all of the weaponry we have. Anyway, it was a good game. They had Usher did the halftime show. Usher from the early 2000s. He came in and he was like, yeah. And I don't even know if he did that. Yeah. Anyway, it was a good one. It was a good show. Brock Purdy's in his second year. He's the last. His storyline is he was the last draft pick of the professional draft, which also earns the moniker Mr. Irrelevant. And turns out he's relevant. Last year, his rookie year, he took the Niners almost to the Super Bowl, and this year he took them to the Super Bowl, almost won it. No small feat. Many much higher draft quarterbacks have not done that. So they had a good time. So it was good. It was a good show. America was happy. America was well pleased, and now football can lay dormant until it sees its shadow again sometime in June or July, when off-season camps open up and offensive linemen have to come in and slim down to 400 pounds. That's so. Thanks, football. So we'll just say thanks for a great season of professional football. Had an appropriate championship title game. You see me looking off screens because I'm in Beverly Hills, and there's just a lot of interesting, good-looking people here. But yeah, we got a great game. Mahomes won the MVP, and America needs to check its foreign policy power. Same old, same old. And commercials were all right. I don't think there was like a spectacular commercial. I mean, out of all the ones I saw, the only one that really sticks out was RFK Jr. did a political ad, and he just did his uncle's JFK's '60s ad, which was cool. It felt like that actually might have been the most to the roots piece of media for the Super Bowl that happened during the whole Super Bowl. So that was cool. Yeah, I liked it. I'm a Rams fan, then I'm a Niners fan. I have a couple of the teams I root. I had Chargers because they're in LA. I root for the Chargers, but that was tough because they were in San Diego, and I still feel bad that they left San Diego because San Diego needed them and they loved them, and we went from not having a team for like 25 years to having two teams show up. One we didn't really even ask to show up. It was like we wanted the Rams back, and then the Rams showed up, and then the Chargers were like, "You got any extra space in that SoFi? Extra space in that SoFi sound? Maybe we do. Maybe we do." And so yeah, they brought him in. But yeah, Niners season was cool. Also, because Christian McCaffrey, who is just he's a super fun running back. He's in that whole like Marshall Faulk, even though not quite Walter Payton, but like Marshall Faulk, a little bit of LaDainian Tomlinson style guy. Last year he led the league in rushing and I believe total yards from scrimmage. Which, if you're a football guy, total yards from scrimmage, that's like if you're a baseball fan and you have ops like OPS. That to me, yards from scrimmage is probably like a more Moneyball version that the football guys, that the leatherheads know about that I don't. But for me, yards from scrimmage, that's one of the big ones. You get yards from scrimmage, that tells you overall impact on the game. And McCaffrey, yeah, he's that guy. And he missed a game. By the way, 17-game season, still not a fan. I don't like the rhythm. The 16 games, the whole league kind of like, let's adjust that. There we go. The whole league was used to a 16-game rhythm with 10 preseason games. This is your standard 26-game season. But no, they turned it into a 17-game season. I'm not a fan of it. It's the intensity. It takes down the intensity way too much, and it's just a kind of just a money grab, kind of a useless money grab. And not useless to the people grabbing the money, grab. But from my perspective, it's just sort of like unnecessarily dilutes the product. But they're not going back to 16 games now. They got that. If anything, they'll just go to like 18. When they open up like NFL Europe and NFL South America, it'll be like a 22-game season coming our way. Welcome to the Super Regional NFL Finals in Mexico City. That probably should happen. In terms of like elevating the conversation, because a lot of football. The football's great. It's fun. You got your favorite players, your favorite sports ball players, points ball players. It's gonna be interesting to watch it go global. How they're gonna do that. I think basketball happened first, but if the NFL does it, they've been playing a bunch of games in Europe. The last 5-6 years ago, we're playing London or Germany, testing the markets. And I think they should probably do it. Just have regional winners. Whatever you have, European Conference, Central American Conference. The problem is, especially Mexico and South America, is like, how are you going to get these multimillionaire American players to go want to live there? They're probably not. The first time we open like the Bogota boys football team, right? like like the headline is like star quarterback can't play because he's been taken hostage. He's being held for ransom by local cartels. The Bogota boys were a 7 point favorite, but uh, that's hilarious. Uh, I think this part of my smile needs to go up more. Yeah, yeah, it did. Practice your smile. Yeah, it used to go up a little more. A little nerve damage there. Yeah, I got hit in the face a few times. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, things you learn. Yeah, when the Bogota boys quarterback gets kidnapped and held for ransom and they can't play the game, that's the day of the South American NFL South America gets shut down. You can't. The schedule cannot the schedule cannot survive one hostage taking in NFL South America. That's a fact. Uh, NFL Europe definitely gonna be a little easier to sell. But it's a fun game. We have a lot of extra players, so open up some other teams. I mean, I say that, and it's like there's some real crappy teams in our domestic league still, but you know what I mean. Football, it's a fun sport. It's a great sport. They gave us a great final title game. They're going down. They're going down for the count for the rest of the year. I played. Football was not. Football is a side sport for me because basketball, baseball, and basketball are my two main sports. I played because I played baseball at West Point. I got earned two NCAA letters for the JV team, and so that was my main sport there. And I did play uh, a season of contact intramural football, which was crazy because West Point has crazy good intramural players. We had guys who were like, I mean, really good. Guys are all state and all kinds of things. We had on our team, on our intramural team, our tailback was the guy that was recruited to play for the varsity team. But everybody's on scholarship there. So when he got there, he decided he didn't want to play D1 football. He wanted to just run track because he's a sprinter. So he decided to come play intramural football and be on our team. And I'll never forget the first time because I had never played contact football before. I'd always just played flag football or whatever. And so my first time I'm out there playing contact football and we're scrimmaging against our own guy, and I'm playing defensive back, and our guy, what was his name, Archie Bates, I think it was. He was tailback, and at practice they do a pitch, and the pitch is coming to my side, and I see him, and I'm like, oh dude, I'm gonna do what they taught me. He's coming right at me. I'm gonna square up, wrap around, and like tackle him. So I get up, I square up. I was like, okay, he's coming. And then, dude, all I remember is like sort of trying to grab his waist, and like literally all of a sudden I'm on my back. I'm looking at this guy, and I just feel a cleat like step on my chest, and I look, and he's like running that way. He like literally ran me over, stepped on me, and kept running. And that was when I knew that I was never going to be useful on the defensive side of the football. That was never going to happen. I just got completely trucked, and it was true. I was never going to be good on the defensive side of football. I was a good quarterback and a decent wide receiver, but I just didn't like it hit. So basically, just a diva quarterback. Maybe I could like really work my leg out and been a place kicker. Probably not. Maybe a punter. It's tough to tell. This is all hindsight, guys. So yeah, I got trucked on that one, and I learned the power of football, which is immense. Yeah, I remember during that time I had when I was at the academy, you have to take all these different physical classes, right? In addition to an Ivy League, you have to take an Ivy League course. You got to do all the military stuff, intramurals, all that stuff, drill, parade, da 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 da. But you also have to take, especially plebe year, you have to take these combatives. So which included boxing and wrestling. So during the time that I had football in the afternoon, for the first time, I had boxing classes in the morning. So I had days where I have to get up super early, go through my crazy schedule. I mean, I would go to boxing. I had boxing at like 9:30. It was an hour. So, or it was from 9 to 10, I think. It was like 9 to 10 or 9:15, 10:15. I had boxing, and then at the end of 10:15, I would have something like 25 minutes to get out of my boxing gear, where I was just getting my head slammed around, switch into my uniform, and make it across campus to get to calculus class. So after I just got my head rang around, I had to go skedaddle over to calculus class and do that. And then I had another class. Then I had lunch. Then I had 2 more classes. Then I'd have to go to football. And between boxing and football, I feared, after the first couple of weeks, I feared playing football more than boxing. I was a decent boxer. And because I feel like in boxing, I have quick hands and I can move. And it's a fair fight with boxing. Although it did break my nose. I did catch you can kind of see it. I have a crooked nose from boxing, but I got to football, and football it's just a war zone out in football field. I just get destroyed everywhere I went, and I come out of there with a headache and just getting beat up the whole time, and nothing really to show for it. It's not like when you go to the weight room and you come out and you're stronger. I mean, if you got in the football field and get back, I don't know, maybe you're tougher. I don't know, maybe. But it beat me up, and I feared it. I feared football. It sucked compared to it definitely I feared the football. Boxing, I didn't fear it. Football's just is brutal. So if you haven't played it, I mean, if you're healthy and you get a chance, you want to experience a really intense, chaotic, violent, psychotic atmosphere with some controls and some goals on the field, like play football, try it out, and give it a whirl. There's a lot of people that I knew. I didn't realize, like, when I gotten out there, that people would just flip a switch in their head. I didn't realize you were allowed to go full psycho on the football field. I mean, it's obvious from the outside, but I didn't realize until I got out there when people went psycho and they're aiming for me within the rules. It was crazy. So, football. It was a football weekend. I want to salute you, football, for how you entertain and distract us all. You gave us a great game and a great season. And then we get a nice long off season, and you get to digest it all. All right. Well, that seems like a good coffee from John. Monday here in Beverly Hills, post Super Bowl weekend. Thanks for tuning in. Catch you later.